there guys, it's Anthony here from Cutting Edge Guitar, and in today's video I'm going to be answering the question, how long does it take you to be able to play the guitar fast? Let's get right into it. Okay guys, this question has come from some of my subscribers over at Cutting Edge Guitar, and it seems to be quite a big question. A lot of people are talking to me about speed and things like that at the moment, and they want to know how long is it going to take for them to be able to play fast. Well, this is quite a difficult question to be able to answer because it's all dependent on the individual, really. One thing is for sure, you are not going to be able to play guitar fast unless you're practicing. That is an absolute fact. I think these days, I teach people from all walks of life, all ages and all the rest of it, from youngsters who are at school up to 65-year-olds. So I'm teaching a wide spectrum of people from all walks of life. And something that I see quite a lot at the moment is people are really underestimating how hard it is to play the guitar. You might find that surprising watching this, but genuinely there are so many people out there that will think it will be easier than it is, and it is a difficult thing to do. Something that also is quite interesting is actually when teaching youngsters today, like I've been teaching guitar for 15 years, teaching youngsters is more difficult than ever, and that is because I could be generalizing here, but that is because working in different schools, and I work in different parts of the UK, and I'm teaching youngsters online, so I'm teaching people up and down the country, so I see a wide spectrum of people here. It seems to be that there is just an expectation that things are going to come easy. And I don't know if that is because of technology or God only knows what that is these days. But the fact is, it takes a while to be able to play the guitar fast no matter who you are. But what it takes is effort, okay? So nobody wants to hear that anymore. And I think that this is a thing. A lot of the stuff that I see, guitar lesson adverts that I see on YouTube or Facebook and here, there and everywhere, everything is all designed around how I can make it easy for you, how I can make it easy for you. And yeah, of course, people do want to buy product that gives them a solution to a problem that just makes it easier. But that's the thing, there is a crunch term that I've used in there. Well, something that makes it easier, right? Nothing's going to make it easy, and that is just a fact. So things like these, I wrote my books to show people what are the exercises that you can do. There's not every single exercise that's ever been written for guitar in these books, but there is a super comprehensive amount of them. There's nearly 500 exercises in my 3-book series. My 3-book series, when I put it all together, I've turned it into one massive book, which is almost like an encyclopedia of guitar technique. And the thing is with it, I've put all of the stuff in there that I've used, things that I've used with students, and it will take you from sort of like just, when you're past the beginner stage and you can play a little bit all the way up to hopefully virtuoso level technique. And the thing is, all of that stuff, you can practice the right things, but these will make it easier in terms of it's going to stop you from searching around for ages trying to find the right exercises or bouncing on from YouTube video to YouTube video and on all that stuff. Of course, they're going to make it easier than you sitting there with your guitar looking at a screen wasting time. But I'll tell you what they're not going to do. They're not going to just fall in your lap and go, oh, open me and read this stuff and then you're going to be a great guitarist. I've supplied a lot of information in that stuff. I've supplied a lot of information in my online courses and all these things, and they're going to be targeted approaches that will tell you how to get better at guitar, and the exercises are brilliant. I know they work because I've used them with countless students over the years. I've done them all and I became a pro guitar player, etc, etc. The fact is, if that stuff is there, the tools are there, they've been provided. If you're not willing to supply the effort, it's going to take you a bloody long time to be able to play guitar the way you want to play guitar, and that's just a fact. So, story. To try and answer the question as best as I can, I can only tell you how long it took me to build my level of technique. I mean, I've seen some students over the years that have built terrifying levels of technique in a very quick time. Other people have done it and it's taken them longer. How I did it, I was around about 17 when I started taking lessons from my second guitar teacher. So I basically, the 13 for up to about 16, I was with my first guitar teacher. I went from absolute ground zero to having an absolute blast with the guitar, playing a lot of the music that I enjoyed. Things like GCSE turned up, I was playing football, I had to go and get a job, all of that stuff. There's a lot of things that cropped up and I was like, well, maybe I need to take a bit of a break from guitar. Then I realised that I absolutely missed the hell out of it and I needed to get back into guitar. So I met my second teacher and I basically said to him, like, I want to be sick at this. I want to be a great, great guitar player. So he showed me things like, technique programs, things that I've gone off to do my own versions of and all that stuff. And what I basically devised myself was a routine that would see me practicing at the age of 17 for about 5 hours a day. And I tell people this at the moment, like most people, no matter who they are, whether it's adults or kids or whatever, they think that seems like a massive amount. And it really wasn't. I felt like I was quite dedicated to the guitar. Obviously, I've become quite a decent guitar player, etc. When you listen to people like Guthrie Govan, who's on the back of the wall up there, Joe Satriani, and all the guys that I'm interested in, the people that I love to listen to. Some of these people were practicing 10 hours a day. I mean, it's really famous that Steve Vai practiced for 10 hours a day. Caveat in with this, he didn't practice 10 hours a day every day for years on end. He can't have done. And he's in his interviews, he's even admitted that, yeah, that was on school holidays or it was when it was possible. But he has, of course, he's done it. He's written out that routine for people to be able to follow, etc. And that is, to most people's mind, that's quite insane. Even to me as a youngster who wanted to be dedicated and get good at guitar, I thought this is just a mad amount to be trying to play. Like, half the entire day being used to just play guitar. So I thought, how am I going to do it? Well, literally, I was like, if I practice for half the amount that Steve Vai did, this is probably a deluded teenager's way of thinking about things, but I was like, if I practice for half the amount that Steve Vai did, I'll end up being half the player. And if I could be half as good as Steve Vai, even a tenth as good as Steve Vai, I'll die happy, right? So I put that time in, and like at the age of 17, technique was the thing that was holding me back. I just couldn't play the way that my idols played. So that was what I wanted to work on. And I did an hour a day of picking, I did an hour a day of legato, an hour a day of sweeping, an hour a day of tapping, and then I would do an hour of improvisation or learning tunes or just figuring stuff out. Obviously, as I got older and everything, I stopped practicing like that and I would practice other things, like all sorts of stuff that I can get into in another video. But what happened really, from 17 to 18, I built a level of technique that was allowing me to play Paul Gilbert tunes and Guthrie Govan tunes and things like this. Obviously, before some idiot comes on there going, "You, do you think you are? You ain't as good as Paul Gilbert," and all that shit. Yes, I know all of that. You don't need to fucking put them stupid comments in there. But the thing is, though, I was playing those people's tunes to the best of my ability, okay, to the best that I could do, and I was getting somewhere near it. So I'd built a technique level that I was somewhere happy with. But that's basically it. So to answer that question, it took me about a year to build a level of technique, and it wasn't from a standing start. It was from being an okay guitar player to having good technique. And then once I got good technique, I kept my technique maintained by all of the other things I was doing, playing different styles of music, transcribing, learning people's tunes, being in bands, going off and doing things, going to music college where you just like playing guitar all the bloody time. So that's it. And like if you want to do this, if you want to be able to play fast guitar, the best bit of advice that I can give you is have a structured method in place that you're going to diligently follow and you're going to practice hard. I've got to tell you, if you think that you can learn guitar and be decent at guitar by practicing for 10-15 minutes a day, you are having a laugh. That is just not going to happen. That is not enough time. Sure, if you want to learn to just play a few open chords and play basic beginner songs and stuff like that, yeah, sure, you do 10-15 minutes practice every day. and then start playing some tunes, you'll be able to pick up some guitar. That's fine. You're not going to be a fast lead guitar player by practicing the bare minimum. And also, if you go days on end without playing your guitar, that ain't going to work either. You need to play daily at that point. So again, I'd probably say with something like this, it's very, very hard to fit in the guitar on a daily basis if you're a family, if you've got a family, if you're running a business, all of these other things. But try and play 5 days out of 7. If you can play 5 days in the 7, you're gonna see progress. But I would say to anybody who is trying to build a certain level of technique, I mean, I am just a regular guy from the UK. If I can build a level of technique that will see me playing, Guthrie's stuff and Paul Gilbert's stuff and things like that, anyone can do it. But make sure you follow a serious program with the proper logic in place that means that you're not going to waste time. Part of your practice routine is not searching for YouTube videos. You cannot sit there with your guitar and be going, right, okay, I've practiced for 20 minutes looking around for these videos. You haven't practiced at all if you're looking for videos. You've done no practice yet. You're just looking for videos. So that segues quite nicely into all of the ways that I can help you. First and foremost, my technique books. If you go to Cutting Edge Guitar, I have a members area where I've put all sorts of technical programs in place. My Advancing Guitarists courses, they contain all sorts of things. So like learning your fretboard, getting your technique in place, learning how to implement it in all sorts of different genres, etc, etc. All of the links for that are in the description. If you've enjoyed the video, smash the like button, drop me a comment, let's have a chat, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Subscribe, I'll see you next time.